Well, good morning, everyone. It's 6:11 in the morning, and I'm up here with my family in Lake Tahoe, and I thought I'd just join you, take you on the cruise this morning. I'm on a walk with my son. He's in the stroller. I'll show him to you in a minute. Just thought I'd give you a little view of the sunrise here that's coming up. We'll watch it together. I just always get kind of taken back by just being kind of out in nature a little bit. I think it sings. I think it's why when you see a sunrise, I think you hear a song. There's a great talk by Timothy Keller called The Song of Creation. And he talks about the literary framework of Genesis and why it has a structure, at least in the very, very beginning, of a song. It has a rhythm of a song. There's a story that I wanted to tell you about and read you a quick little poem. I think it's kind of part of a hymn, but I want to tell you a story about a man named John Newton. And if you know who he is, then you know what a crazy transformation that man made. But John Newton, he lived in Great Britain during the time of the height of the slave trade. At the time, it was the greatest economic engine of the British Empire. And he was himself a slave trader. Tens of thousands of slaves he bought and sold and moved across the oceans, and he was in it. I mean, a man of profound drinking and gambling, and just a man that was, I think, as far away from transformation as possible. And he's the one that became a prolific hymn writer and wrote the hymn Amazing Grace. And there's a little tiny stanza out of I think it's a hymn. I'm not sure if it's a hymn or a poem that he wrote, but it just talks about our duty and our choice. And it goes like this. Our pleasure and our duty. I'm gonna forget it now. I've memorized this thing so many times. I actually just said it yesterday at a speech. Our pleasure and our duty, though, is it a part before? Our pleasure and our duty. You know what? I'm gonna forget this poem right here on this Facebook Live video. Well, how's that for Feel Friday? We'll see. It might come to me. I'm gonna tell you in a little bit, okay? It'll come to me in a little bit once I get down to the end of this dock, and I'll show you the rest of the sunrise. So I'm gonna show you the rest of the sunrise, and then I'll memorize the poem, and I'll tell it to you again because it's a really good one, because it talks about the difference between the pleasure and our duty, and how that becomes something completely different once you've seen the beauty of the cross. So I just want to show you the sunrise really quick. Hold on. See, all I needed really was a gaze of the sun, of the horizon, really. I don't even memorize the poem. Sorry about that. So it goes like this. It goes, our pleasure and our duty, though opposite before, since we have seen his beauty, are joined to part no more. When we see the law by Christ fulfilled, and hear his pardoning voice, transforms a slave into a child, and duty into choice. I'm just going to talk while you guys look at this. You know. Hey, Sammy. What do you think? Pretty good view? What do you think, pal? Yeah? You like it? Say hi, buddy. Want to say hi? You want to wave? Say hi, buddy. Yeah, that's a good man. I don't know. When you see a sunrise, something just sings. And I wonder sometimes if a man who's a slave trader that makes that kind of transformation, you know, if he came out like this and he actually heard God, what if the encounter with something that powerful is something that can only be heard in nature? There's a man who teaches music who thinks that you know, the ear can actually hear one sound completely. It fills the entire ear canal. But then two notes played at the exact same time can fill the same space, the same ear canal. And three notes can do the same thing. Just like my son's crying. I wonder if we can hear God and not just see him. I think we can see him too, but I think when we're looking at this, I think he sings. I think it all sings. I sometimes am blown away that a slave trader, where he made all of his living selling human beings, could become a pastor. It's crazy, right, Sammy? Isn't that crazy? Don't you think that's crazy, buddy? What do you think? Yeah? Want to say good morning to everybody?
Papa.
Yeah, that's right, bye-bye. Want to say this? When I say the poem again? Our pleasure and our duty, though opposite before, since we have seen his beauty, are joined apart no more. When we see the law by Christ fulfilled and hear his pardoning voice, transforms a slave into a child and duty into choice. That's right. That's the poem. I love you, buddy. I love you. Can you say I love you, everybody else? Love you. Thanks for letting me forget a poem here on Facebook Live, but I did want to just share this moment with you while I'm up here in Tahoe. I don't know where you are. I don't know if you're in a beautiful place yourself, or if you're in not such a beautiful place. But I hope you can feel something again. And honestly, when people are lost, you know, sometimes, I'm sorry, buddy, sometimes it just takes coming out here in nature and letting it sing. Are you gonna cry? Don't worry, I'll make sure everyone sees this when you're a teenager. Okay? It's forever. Your crying is forever. See you guys later. Have a good day.